A coalition of civil society groups is sounding the alarm over the rising cases of arbitrary deportations and human rights violations against African immigrants abroad. The group Human Rights Monitors is urging African governments to take immediate action to protect their citizens who are outside the shores of their countries. The report.
The Grassroots Center for Rights and Civic Orientation and other human rights defenders who decried the rising cases of deportation and rights abuses are demanding for justice for African migrants facing forced removals from Europe and the Middle East. They made their demands known during a World Press Conference with the theme Justice for Africans and People of African Descendants Through Repatriations held in Abuja. According to American Civil Liberty Union, the United States federal immigration enforcement policy, including enforcement measures by Customs and Border Protection, have led to an increase in racial profiling, border killings, and denials of due process rights.
We see everybody being lumped together and described as criminals, and these are issues, these violations are affecting our people. There are a lot of Nigerians in the US who are living in fear, who do not know what will happen to them next.
The Human Rights Monitor commended the African Union for choosing this year's theme and pledged to educate and enlighten Nigerians and Africans on the significance of such efforts.
We have seen some cases in which some colonizing powers that were involved in those violations have come out to apologize. But apology is not enough. Just to apologize and not take any further steps is not enough. So reparation is one of those steps, and reparation comes in different dimensions. There's a dimension of reparation that is about money. There's a dimension of reparation that is about documentation, of sponsoring research to show that, okay, this is what happened. Because reparation is also about acknowledging the truth of what transpired in the past.
The convener, Arms-Free Ajanaku, is clear that mass deportation violates several human rights and freedoms, which include protection against return to a country where people are at risk of torture and other harms.
Because if you don't develop that culture for people in leadership position to be accountable, then accountability discussions will be strange to people. So if you cannot ask the leader of your community association, how did you spend the monies of our association? Then you cannot also go to the local government to ask the same question. You cannot go to the state assembly to ask the same question. So it has to begin from our communities.
In 2020, Nigerians in the United States alone reportedly sent home remittance worth $6 million. Now, many of these fellow citizens are facing challenges. Hence the need to address the situation. Amina Ibrahim, Trust TV.